Good afternoon. It's Peter Burns, and I am on my rock in La Jolla. It's actually the afternoon, which is an unusual time for me to be doing one of my little videos. However, I've had a lot of activity today, and I sort of wanted to share. So, this particular reflection is on lemonades into lemon, and it has to do with some of the less honest scammers out there on LinkedIn, like everywhere else in the world, and in particular involving Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now, I am an unabashed novice in the world of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular, and I became active in the cryptocurrency industry simply because I have a fintech product that allows me to loan money to people that need to buy the cryptocurrency money machines at my very favorable rates. And that's really how I got into it. I further expanded that interest in cryptocurrency by exploring the opportunity of putting together a captive insurance policy for all things crypto, which I'm well on my way to putting together. Well, anyway, I get approached from my videos fairly frequently. Whether the views are recorded or not, people actually read them and reach out to me in the form of emails, calls, texts, you name it. I hear from them. And I was approached about a month ago by someone who purported to be a crypto investor. And he was very secretive, which I see is actually one of the red flags in the crypto industry. They like to pretend they've got these holier than thou secrets when in fact they're just scammers trying to hide behind not being able to be found very easily. Long story short, this guy wove a tale when he finally met me of vast riches in Bitcoin holdings from his supposedly super wealthy wife, who inherited gold mines and then made a $100,000 investment in Bitcoin when it was like 8 cents a piece and made $1.5 billion. And this fanciful story got bigger and better with every communication I had with him, until finally, after I met with him on the opportunity that what he was saying was even partially true, I made an introduction to the wife and to him up in Newport Beach, to my very real Vietnam partners who have a sweeping relationship with the country, a 50-year license that's been going on for 22 years to manage the internet, a whole bunch of other bells and whistles, and they happen to have developed their own cryptocurrency, but it's a utility coin, and have all of the bells and whistles, including their own exchange, in process of being built. Now, the supposed opportunity I had for my Vietnamese, same with myself, was to be able to get a public shell and then a backing of $15 million in a short-term note, medium-term note, et cetera, and it all is actually a bunch of hooey. But it wasn't until the third meeting with my Vietnamese who actually called out the woman, and she couldn't perform on literally anything which she said she had, which killed that deal, but it opened up the doors for the lemonade. So the lemons were scammers. They took advantage of people that don't know any better. Shame on them. And in turn, I now have an interesting opportunity that I want to share here. One of my dear friends of 12 years, who is actually a member of my Club Entrepreneur back in Phoenix when I ran a 10,000 strong entrepreneur organization there, reached out to me coincidentally during the time I was trying to be conned by this woman, and said that he had a dear friend of his that had access to actual buyer's brokers, buyer mandates, to purchase $20 billion worth of Bitcoin. It was a group of aggregated, very wealthy people who decided that Bitcoin would be a great investment at whatever cost in these current low times. They've since gone up in the last few weeks, but in the meantime, they have accumulated all this money, and they were bona fide to the point where they actually have on deposit at Chase Manhattan in Los Angeles $20 billion in verifiable cash, which they want to use to purchase actual holdings of Bitcoin. Well, I thought I had a seller in that woman who turned out to be completely full of hooey. And nevertheless, the excitement of being able to broker a deal in a new product, the Bitcoin, was kind of exciting to me, not to mention the money. Had we put that deal together on the seller mandate side, which I would have earned a $1 million commission, which I would have shared with my friend who brought the multi-billionaires to buy $100 million of Bitcoin from this woman who probably doesn't have a pot to piss in unless she stole it, but nevertheless it incited my interest. So I received, like I said, responses to my videos nearly every day. And one of the videos I had chatted about before had to do with cryptocurrency mining, and this particular person reached out to me, had created a listing service of bona fide buyers and sellers of Bitcoin. And he placed all of the mandate's requirements and then acted as an intermediary to make the introduction for a small percentage, because the mandates for the buyer and the mandates for the seller make the bulk of the commission, which is actually the discounted points on the sale price of the Bitcoins. And I'm learning all this stuff on the fly, so forgive me if I don't get it all right. But I do get the vast amount of money. Now, he wrote me, he actually had done the vetting of the individual listing mandates. So, even though you never know till you know, he was far enough ahead that it was worth my while to bring in my friend with his good friend that had the mandate for the buyers of Bitcoins. And we are in the process of putting together 2 bona fide deals that have to adhere to all the requirements on the escrow at Chase for the sellers, for the buyers. And once they put all those deals together and everybody's happy, the deal closes in escrow, and my friend Jeff and I receive a referral fee along with our friend who listed the mandates. We'll just chop it up. And I am pretty excited about this, because if you can cut through the crap out there of all the would-be sellers of Bitcoins and this, that, everything else, and would-be buyers of Bitcoins who cannot show proof of funds, all that's eliminated with this listing service and the requirements that we can mandate ourselves to broker the deal. So the purpose of this video is to reach out to all of you people on LinkedIn that either have a stash of Bitcoin that they'd like to sell, or for those with the capital to buy Bitcoin and they want to buy. And then we now have an established escrow with $20 billion in cash, verifiable, to the people that prove that they have the Bitcoins for sale, and we can do deals. This appeals to me because I'm a deal guy. I also have a Rolodex that's 43 years long, and I'm making new friends on LinkedIn all the time. So all of you scammers out there, don't even bother to contact me, because I'll sniff you out in a heartbeat with my friends. And all of you people with bona fide caches of Bitcoin, reach out to me, Peter at entcreditcard.com. Look at my LinkedIn profile, see who I am, and reach out to me, and I'd be happy to do a transaction with you on the up and up. We all make good money, and we don't have to be prey to the so-called scammers out there in LinkedIn world and elsewhere. This is Peter Burns signing off. It's nice to talk to you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.